Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to week 7 of our fabulous class. Sorry for the lateness of the video. I thought the thing posted automatically, and it clearly didn't. So apologies for that. I'm so sorry. We've been having some Canvas tech issues this week that I thought were just specific to the gradebook, but it seems like perhaps they have spread further than the gradebook. So thank you to those of you who brought it to my attention that we hadn't had this video available to you yet. I'm sorry it took so long. Thank you for your patience. You guys are amazing. So let's take a look at this week. This week you are working on the topic proposal memorandum for the recommendation report. And this is kind of a big project. So because this video is coming out a bit late, I'm going to give you an additional day on this. So instead of our usual Sunday due date, I am going to bump it to Monday to give you just a little bit of extra time on it because of this delay. So thank you guys for your patience and for your understanding there. So the memo is basically a proposal of what you plan to work on in your recommendation report later on this quarter, and it gives me a look at your methods of research and all of that good stuff. So let's go in and look at that assignment real quick, and then we'll look at what's available to us in the modules tab to help support your learning there. So memorandum is a pretty standard form of writing, particularly in the business world, but in a lot of other professional workplaces as well. The memo, of course, originated as a paper and pen sort of thing and now has evolved into a more electronic-friendly document. But some of the same kind of formatting rules apply whether it's in paper form or in that electronic form. So it does follow a very specific style. We use memorandum, date, to, from, and subject. You can keep this as is. I mean, put your name in and fill in the date, but you can leave the to line and the subject line the same. In your document, do make sure to delete the instructions. So these red bits, go ahead and delete those. And then you're going to tell me a little bit about your idea. So the topic of your recommendation report, I propose a recommendation report on blah, blah, blah. The main points will be blah, blah, blah. This gives me a chance just to double check once again to make sure that this topic is going to work for you. Because if it's not, I want to help us find that out now before we write the whole dang report. And then a summary of the problem or why this report is necessary, why it might be useful. And then tell me about the type of report you've chosen to do. So in part number 3, you just tell me which of the recommendation report types you would like to do. And finally, the methods of research is probably the most challenging part of this. How are you planning on finding the information you need to find? So tell me about your research process. Tell me how you're going to find that necessary information. And then tell me once again who you're planning on interviewing. And then figures used in the report, tell me what kind of figures, images you're planning on incorporating. We should have at least 2 different types. So think about what's going to be most effective in conveying your information. Number 6, tell me about the beneficiaries. Who is going to benefit from you writing this report? And then finally, the annotated bibliography. This is just like a research journal of the sources that you found. And so annotated bibliographies follow a really specific format. You have your citation in APA style, and then you have a short paragraph. This is called an annotation. So the annotation will tell us a little bit about the source. So you're going to briefly summarize it, maybe just a couple sentences, and then give a tiny reflection. How do you think this might work in your report? And that's all you need to do in that paragraph. We're probably shooting for about 90 to 150 words. Most people land around 100 words in these annotation paragraphs, and you do need 5 of those. So make sure that you are paying attention to the APA style guide that's linked for you here, and that you are following this specific format that I've got for you in the example. The one thing that's not in this example, but I would like to remind you about, is that in the annotated bibliography, you need to alphabetize your sources. So whatever letter appears first in the citation is going to be what you alphabetize by. Hopefully that helps you as you create this wonderful memo. I'm really looking forward to seeing how your topics come together. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out. I'm here to help.